har indtaget IO Interactives kontor for at snakke med Jeremy og hans 2 søde venner om, hvad Mini Ninjas er for et spil. So Jeremy, what's the whole deal about Mini Ninjas?
What is the whole deal? Well, it's you want to know the whole story? Is that what you're asking?
No, just what is the whole gameplay idea?
Okay, well, it's an action adventure game. It's intended for like a younger demographic than our usual pretty hardcore games. It's definitely a game about like running on rooftops, sneaking, jumping, hanging from ledges, maybe infiltrating enemy camps, throwing in a smoke bomb, dropping in, free the animals from cages. That's the slight twist on this situation. But the base intention is to make like a very authentic ninja game with a twist, I guess you could say.
There's a whole level up thing and all the spells that you can do. Aren't you afraid that it maybe gets a little bit too difficult for young children?
That's totally the challenge, developing it. It was like making a game that's really accessible and easy for kids to pick up and play, or anybody to pick up and play, but also like having an appeal in there for hardcore gamers. But honestly, I think we hit it. The RPG elements that you're talking about, it's not like you have to get in there and assign points when you level up, and most of that's done for you, right? So that's why I say it's light RPG elements in it.
So how do you finish your opponents in the game?
Well, combat ends up you're fighting with a sword or a big mallet if you're playing with Futo, or a little wooden flute if you're Suzumi, for example. But when you defeat an enemy, the enemy falls, and actually you release the animal that was used to create them in the first place. So you're sort of, by doing that, you're restoring harmony to the forest and the world. Balance of nature is being maintained. Right? So that's how things end up when you're fighting.
But you aren't afraid it's too violent because you're still slicing up things with swords and hammers?
We've gone to a lot of length to tone that down. Right? There's no blood in the game at all. There's no killing of any kind. So everything's a little diffused in that way, but it's still it's very Arcadian action in the fighting. So there's no when you're hitting an enemy. It's more like a musical tone, for example. So I think it's pretty about as downplayed as we could while still having combat in the game, right?
So why make a kids game instead of making a hardcore gamers game? Is it easier?
No, it's definitely not easier. It's very outside our comfort zone as a developer. A lot of reasons. The classic answer that I give people when people ask me that is that we're getting older and we have kids and we like to go home and show our kids things that we work on. That's one. But also just we don't want to be locked into a little pigeonhole, you know. We don't want to be categorized, and for years I think we were hardcore shooters. That's what we made, and it's really great to break out of that, right? We have lots of people in this company that have great ideas, and we want to break into other genres. That's all, right? So now that we've done it, it feels great. It feels like we've shown at least that we can do a pretty wide spectrum of games.
Before we end, do you have some awesome ninja tricks that you could show us?
No, totally don't. No. It's all an illusion.